So in this question, we're asked to find the highest common factor between the numbers 36 and 48. And so basically when we're asked to find the highest common factor, what we're looking for is a number. It could be any number that is going to be a number that goes into 36 and also 48. And it's going to be the highest number that goes into both. So the way we test this out is we basically start from 1, and we're just going to actually start with 36 first. So we're going to start a list for all the factors of 36. And so we know 1 goes in, so that's going to be going into every natural number, every kind of whole number. So we know 1 goes in. We need to make sure that 2 goes in. So if we take 36 and we divide it by 2, you can always double check in your calculator, but I know this is going to go in and it's going to be 18. And so we can put 2 in our list. And the nice thing is, because we know 2 goes in, we also know that 18 is a factor. So we can also put 18 on our list. I'm just going to put 18 a little bit further down the list because it's a bigger number. And we can just erase this and just basically continue to test numbers. So we can test 3 now. So we're going to put 3 in and just make sure that 3 goes into 36. So if we have 36 and we divide it by 3, once again, you can double check this in your calculator, but it is going to give us 12. So we know that both the numbers 3 and also 12 go in. So we can leave 3 in our list and also put on 12. You can see now we're quickly finding more and more factors here. And our next number to test out is going to be 4. So we can take 36, divide it by 4, and this does indeed go in and it's going to give us 9. So once again, you can see that we tested out 4, so we know that's a factor because it gave us 9, and therefore 9 is also a factor. And just actually to give a quick example, the way that we can also say this is that 9 times 4 is equal to 36. So that's another way of saying what factors are. If we take 2 factors of any number and multiply them together, it's going to give us the original number that we're dealing with. So both 9 and 4 are factors of 36. And so here's our updated list of the factors of 36, and I just kind of moved a few across to make room for the number 9. But this is going to be all the numbers, and then the next one we need to test out is 5, so we need to put 36 over 5. And a nice thing about dividing by 5 is you can always check if it's a multiple by seeing if it's a 5 at the end, and it's not. It's a 6 at the end, so 36 ends in 6. And we can also see if it ends in a 0 and it doesn't, so we know that 5 isn't a factor. So 36 over 5 is basically going to give us a decimal, so it's 7.2. So we don't need to add this to the list. And then the next one we're going to test out is going to be 6. So 36 over 6. And this is actually going to be 6. And we don't add 6 to the list twice. We just add 6 once because 6 is a factor of 36. It does happen to be 6 by 6, so 36 is 6 squared, but we don't need to worry about that. And so what I'm going to do is just make a bit of room here for the number 6. So we've added 6 there, and our next number to test out is 7. And I'm going to speed up the process a bit because I'm sure you get the idea by now. So we try and divide 36 by 7. We find that it's not a whole number, so it doesn't go on to our list. So we just say it's not whole. The next one we try is 8, and we found that this isn't going to go on our list. So basically you keep testing numbers, and you can keep testing them until we actually get up to a number that we've already got on our list, which is 36 over 9, and we know that's going to be equal to 4. And so we've basically come full circle now. We started out with 4 and we found that 9 was a factor, and we divide back in 9, we find that 4 is a factor, obviously. So we've basically completed our process now because we've come back to a number that we already had. So we're testing a number we already know is on the list. And so therefore, this is going to be the list for our factors of 36. And so now we just need to repeat this process for 48. And I'm not going to go through it in quite as much detail, but we are going to go through and basically make sure we have all the factors. So we know that 1 is going to go in. 2 is also going to go in because 48 is an even number. 3 is going to go in, and it's going to give us 16 because 48 over 3 is equal to 16. What we can actually do as well is just fill out the end of the list, so we're going to have 48 at the end. The next thing we test out is 4, and 4 does go in, and 48 divided by 4 is going to give us 12. So we can put that just here on our list before 16. 5 is not going to go in. It's going to give us a decimal if you divide 48 by 5. 6 does go in, and that is going to give us 8, so we can add 8 to our list. If we test out 9, we find that 9 is not a factor of 48, it does not go in evenly. 10 doesn't go in evenly either, 11 doesn't, and then we get back to 12. So this is basically our completed list, and actually I just realised that when we divided in 2, we should have had 24, so that's almost a mistake there, but we just need to add 24 to our list. One nice thing you can always do as well is just make sure that when you divide a number by 2, that's the second highest factor on your list, because that's always going to be the case. Other than 1, 2 is the lowest number you can divide by, so our second last factor here is going to be 24. So these are our 2 lists now for the numbers 36 and 48. Our next step is going to be to find the highest number that's on both lists. So we can see 36 is only on one list, and so is 48. 24 is only on one list, and so is 16, and so is 18. But then we come to the number 12, and we see that 12 is a factor of 36, and it's also a factor of 48. So we just circle that. We can see that our highest common factor, or HCF, 36 and 48, is the number 12. So that's going to be our highest common factor, and that's going to be it for this question.